Jeez, James, so I tell you, this sponsorship thing, like trying to get it, it's such tough work. I mean, you'd be thirsty after it all.
And how?
I just need to drink a Tipperary water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
quench me thirst.
it looks like you've been getting on all right this week.
Yeah. No, I've got
Bit
through
of
all that in
success.
one day. It's incredible.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
what about me? I've got a little bit of window lean for the
You
lads.
weren't drinking that, were you?
I wasn't drinking it, but do you know what it's really good for?
Go on.
Cleaning windows.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I imagine so. Anyway, it's time to start the show. Hello and welcome to the Balls Fantasy Premier League show on balls.co.uk and .ie. This is just a little teaser really for tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to do our live Office League draft on Facebook Live for all to see. Today, Mikey's out. Mikey's out for a couple of weeks now. He's
Pre-season injury.
Yeah, he's got a pre-season injury. We were afraid he was going to miss the start of the season, but unlike
Well, he's going to miss game week 1, but
he's going to miss game week 1, but at the same time he's going to be able to do it from home thanks to the wonders of the internet. So hopefully we'll have actually Mikey on the line tomorrow on Skype. But today we're just going to go through. By the way, my name is Mark Fardy and
I'm James.
James Carroll joins us. James, myself, we were chatting last week about some of the top rankings, the top midfielder rankings, the top defender rankings. We've got our fantasy guru on the site, Miguel Perez. He's put together a list of players who are going under the radar in both draft and standard leagues, and also he's put together a top 50 ranking. Top 150 ranking overall for every player for your draft. A draft cheat sheet, I suppose.
Oh God.
So we're going to go through all that today.
I'm licking my lips. Let's go through it. Come on.
Shall I? I'm going to start, right? I'm going to go through the draft cheat sheet.
Okay.
First off, right? We've got 150 players. His top ranking player is Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, well, like that would be he is my top ranking player just because Man United's start to the season is fairly easy. He's guaranteed to start, and he did all his good work last season against the lesser teams. I think they were saying in the last night that he only scored 4 goals against the teams in the top half of the Premier League last season.
Jesus.
That's
an interesting thing though. Like in a draft league, say, right? Mm-hmm. Would you be of the opinion that you could drop one of your main players at any time for a match? So say like Romelu Lukaku is up against Arsenal, he's up against Chelsea, he's up against Man City. Would you drop him for a week?
I'd risk him for one game and then see what happens. But yeah, I'd be after hearing that.
Then see what happens. You see, this is you're coming back from this is the football man, as you described yourself, from the standard league. One game is important because it's a head-to-head league, so it doesn't matter if like you could be on fire the next week. It makes no difference to the week gone by because you'll have lost that match.
That's true, but I still think I'm going to risk him for one of the game weeks against somebody. See what happens. Let's say if he's against Man City one week, if he scores, I'll keep him in for the rest. But if he doesn't, I'd be definitely considering him dropping him.
Jesus, that's a brave move.
Well,
but it could be the right one. If he's up against Man City, you don't fancy United to score. I think dropping him is like if you've got a decent striker on the bench, then you've got to consider even going 4-4-2 like we discussed last week in a draft.
Tammy Abraham from Swansea.
Who now?
Tammy Abraham.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of having him in my team.
Interesting. What price is he in?
5.5, and Llorente is, I don't know if he's staying. Gylfi Sigurdsson's going, so.
It's interesting. It's hard to get a striker at a decent price in standard. So like
Chicharito is 7 million.
Yeah, I have him in at the minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because I've got Chicharito, Lukaku, and Kane. I've broken the bank. Like I don't know, I can't afford anybody else now. It's a disaster. If you're looking down through the rankings, he's got Kane in second place, Alexis Sanchez in third, De Bruyne in fourth.
Your boy De Bruyne in fourth. Did you see that?
I think that's too high. That's too high.
You were in an uproar about De Bruyne last week.
Yeah, I'm still not buying it. And Dele Alli in fifth. Can you disagree with any of them?
No, I wouldn't disagree with Dele Alli. Like, Christian Eriksen is in the top 10 there, but no, Dele Alli. I mean, I'm scared of. I don't have him in, but I'm scared not having him in.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm able to risk it for Harry Kane, not having Harry Kane for 1 week in my standard league because I'm going to end up putting him in anyway. But
yeah, I was thinking of getting rid of Ali. I had Ali in, and I've got Ali, Kane, and Trippier. Although Trippier might not be fit.
Trippier's out. That's confirmed.
Out.
Definitely out.
Interesting.
Definitely out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But
and
like
then
3 players then from Spurs anyway is too much of a risk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be having. I've got 3 City players, so I'm going City heavy.
Who are the 3 players?
Walker, Jesus, De Bruyne.
Interesting. I'm thinking Danilo mightn't be a bad shout for the start of the season.
He's not going to start. Kyle Walker is guaranteed to start. If you want to go for somebody different and cheap in the City, I was looking at Otamendi. Probably guaranteed to start. 5.5. Yeah, probably going to start, but he gets a few yellows. He gets a good few yellows, so that would be the only drawback.
The other alternative there is Vincent Company.
Yeah, but I think he's 6 million, is he?
I think he's 5.5. Hold on 1 second. If only we had an internet to check. Where's he gone to?
No, I wouldn't be going. I wouldn't. He's 6 million. Yeah.
6 million.
See, I'd be going for Otamendi there, like 5.5, 0.5
true.
cheaper. You know,
Bill Walker probably all day because he's only whipping that ball in. If we go on down through the rankings, you got Aguero in 6th, Jesus in 7th, Morata in 8th, Hazard in 9th, Eriksen in 10th. I mean, Morata and Lacazette are really just shots in the dark at this point. They could be the two best possible players to draft, or they could be absolutely useless.
well, like I think Lacazette has got better prospects than Morata already. Even going by the Community Shield, hit the post, Arsenal play kind of, I don't know, they kind of suit his style of football, whereas Morata has been all over Europe the past 3 seasons, hasn't really started many games.
Plus, you've got Batshuayi there.
Yeah, but he was up to nothing. Chelsea were up to nothing against Arsenal on Sunday. They really weren't. All over the place. Willian was probably the highlight for them, and Alonso. And I think you were bigging up Willian last week. I think he could be a good shout now.
I would say, speaking of Willian, if we move on to Miguel's players to watch for the draft that are under the radar, he's got Christian Eriksen in there.
Yeah, I think that's a good one because he got like 20 assists or something crazy last season in the Premier League. I was like, wow, I think I might have to consider putting him in.
In the draft, I think definitely he's going under the radar. I think in Standard League he could be a wee bit too expensive. He's 9.5 million, and if he's the same price as Ali.
Yeah, but he only finished this. I was having this discussion with somebody. He only finished 7 points behind Dele Alli last season.
True.
So,
but I still think Ali is more of a goal threat, and I'm still more convinced that Ali will always play more attack minded. Like he's going to be in the hole, whereas Eriksen may end up dropping a little further back into midfield sometimes throughout the season, the same way kind of David Silva or Cesc will for Chelsea. That's what I worry about, the 3 of them actually.
I was considering putting Cesc in, but he was crap the other day.
Really. I think everyone remembers Cesc as the Cesc at Arsenal. And it says he's still a great player, but he's going to be playing deeper if he does start with Chelsea. The problem before was that he didn't start. Now with Matic gone, he probably will, but I still don't know if he's the best option.
He won't last the full 90 minutes, I don't think.
No.
Well, even if they have a sub for him, I don't know.
He's also got Willian in here, as we mentioned. Willian's playing in behind the strikers. He seems to have recaptured his form. With Hazard out, it looks like he's definitely going to start.
He's definitely going to start, and then he got booked for diving, remember, at the weekend, which was...
We'll not hold that against him.
But I have a couple here now, right? Nathaniel Klein is out for the start of the season.
Oh, yeah?
He's guaranteed out for the first game. So that means Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to start, and he's 4.5.
Yeah,
so,
that's
I mean...
Easy shipments.
Yeah, 4.5 on a Liverpool defender. That's value for money. And then I think...
Also, though, 4.5 on a Liverpool defender is Liverpool. So God knows what they could lose.
They conceded
7-6 games.
They conceded 40-odd goals last season. But I think it's worth the risk. 4.5. And he's a wing back. And then the other up in the other side of Merseyside is Cuco Martina. He's another right back who they signed from Southampton. 4.5. And he's probably going to start because Seamus Coleman's still injured.
That's a good point, actually.
But they have a really difficult start.
And you've got alternatives back down at Southampton where Martinez left. See this? We're just segueing between clubs and storylines here all so easily. It's like if only we had a sponsor.
Oh, God. Come on, Tipperary. Sort us out.
But Ryan Bertrand. Yeah. And also Cedric Suarez.
I'd be going for Cedric. Ryan Bertrand's 5.5. Cedric is 5 million.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to start. And I was looking at Southampton's, I don't have them here right in front of me, but their first 6 fixtures are fairly handy. Their new manager used to be a defender, so you'd imagine that he's going to make the back 4 solid as a rock.
Yeah, definitely. Right there. I think you have to have a Southampton defender in there.
And before you move on again, Tom Carroll from Swansea, 4.5. He's going to be taking the free kicks, penalties, corner kicks, because Sigurdsson is probably going to go to Everton.
Yeah, if Sigurdsson doesn't go, though, you're caught out.
Yeah. Obviously, but I think Sigurdsson's going to be going.
Where did I get in there? I have Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
I have him in my team.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he's going to start.
That's the worry. There's a couple of lads there. Like there is someone there. That Gross chap for Huddersfield. Is it Gross? He pronounced it. I cannot remember. It's those really weird capital B's.
I don't know.
Scandinavia.
We'll have to find out.
And Hunemeyer, who also for Huddersfield Town is at 4 million. looks like he's going to start. Speroni in goals for Crystal Palace. New Crystal Palace manager apparently favours him over Wayne Hennessy.
Mikey will be delighted about that. He's one of the number one fans of Wayne Hennessy.
Yeah, number one anti-fan. Also, we've got, just going through Miguel's under the radar players, we've got Tom Heaton at Burnley. I think everybody agrees. Like, he's not really under the radar given he had the most points from last year.
He was a beast.
Is going undrafted a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So
another person who I was thinking is Phil Jones. Now, not for a draft, but maybe for your regular start of the season. 5 million. Him and Bailly are probably going to start as a centre-back pairing. 5 million is pretty cheap.
Definitely. The problem with Man United players is the defenders is you just can't nail down who's going to start.
Well, they get injured all the time, don't they? And
exactly.
Phil Jones is another one of them.
Yeah.
But 5 million is pretty cheap.
Prime candidate. James Ward-Prowse for Southampton. Jermaine Defoe for Bournemouth.
8 million. Is it 8.5 or 8 million?
For Jermaine Defoe?
Yeah, I think it's 8.5.
I think so, but in draft league he's a great second striker.
Yeah, 8.5.
You might even get him as a third.
No, he's 8 million, but still, that's expensive.
Yeah.
You know, that is good, but I'm going to do what you said last week, and I'm going to go 4-4-2.
4-4-fucking-2. As Mike Bassett would say. Charlie Austin's another perfect.
Yeah, I mean, he
candidate
went
for
on a
that
hot
second
streak
striker
last
role.
season, didn't he?
Yeah, and Gabbiadini. I mean,
Well,
it's
with
hard. Miguel is a Man Southampton fan, apparently. I don't know. We don't know Miguel. He's just this guy who sends in these links to us. He sends in articles. He's done it. He's just in some sort of shed somewhere, in the fantasy shed, which we're not in today, unfortunately, because Miguel's there doing his calculations. But he seems to have the inside track in Southampton, and he thinks Charlie Austin's a better prospect than Gabbiadini.
Yeah, well, I mean, that much of a muchness, really, but what's Charlie Austin? 6 million, 6.5? 6.5.
6.5.
Not much of a difference. I'd be going Gabbiadini.
Yeah, I think Gabbiadini could be cheaper as well.
No, 7
price.
7 million Gabbiadini.
7 million.
Yeah.
See, 7 million as well. It's hard to know. You've got 3 strikers there now around the same price. Ian Acho, he's 7.5 maybe.
Yeah.
Chicharito and Gabbiadini.
Oh, I'd be having. I checked the thing. 20% of people have Chicharito in their fantasy team out of the players already.
Yeah.
So that shows you.
It shows you, though. It doesn't really show me because I have him in my team, and all I have in my team is like, oh, Chicharito, he loves scoring goals. I'm going to get him in. He went to West Ham. That sounds brilliant. I'm bringing him in. I don't know if it's actually a wise decision.
I think it is. He's proven in the Premier League. He did it in the Bundesliga. It's a good shout, and he's 7 million. Considering
it's hard to get value at
when you think Jermaine Defoe is valued at 8 million and Chicharito is $1 million less. I mean, you're going.
It's one though that you could risk not buying him and make profit elsewhere with Gabbiadini, say, and Southampton's run they have to start the season. Like, that is a viable alternative. But look, the truth is going to play out in the washing, and tomorrow the washing will be on the line. I don't know where I've gone with that.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we've got the draft coming up live. We've got yourself. We've got a couple of other lads from the office. Miguel is going to be in it. Mikey's going to be there from home. Have you got a plan? Have you got a strategy?
I've got a plan in my head, and it'll be all revealed post-draft tomorrow.
Oh, so make sure and check that out online. We will be on Facebook Live at some point. We haven't a time fixed in yet. It's hard to organise these drafts for a time that suits everyone.
It really is.
Know, but it's well worth it. So make sure to check it out on balls.co.uk and balls.ie. But until then, goodbye from the Fantasy Football Premier League show. And I'm going to hang up now because I need a drink. Those jokes don't really work on podcasts. They only work on video.
Yeah.
It was funny if you're listening in. I promise.